Hi, Kat Chancellor here. I just have some fun cards, alternate projects that I wanted to show you from the May Paper Pumpkin, which is called Sparkling Celebrations. These are the cards that they recommended. They have these candle lanterns, fireworks, and then this really nice string of lights. The sentiments they're using are wishing you happiness, time to celebrate, and you are invited. I'm going to mix this up a little bit. I'm going to change the cards to where I really love the way these are kind of going up to heaven, and I wanted to change this to a sympathy card. So with sympathy, this one I kind of want to do more of a thinking of you. It's something I can use more often than a you're invited. I also kind of changed it up because I wanted to add a little bit more shine to it, and you can see I added some silver foil to the back, and I'll go ahead and I'll put an inside in there, but it's just really something that you can use for just writing notes. Now this is the one I like the most. This is the one here that should open this way, but the way I've worked it is that I've taken another piece of cardstock as a base card, and we're just going to pop this up like this, and it's just going to say you're amazing. And there are some other little stamps that you can take advantage of, and you can see I've stamped some embossing with silver, and I also have what I think you would find kind of interesting embossing powder with holographic. Again, just additional products that you may have in your craft room that just adds a little bit more glimmer, glam, and excitement to your paper pumpkin cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, starting with this one here, we're going to take this, and I'm going to keep my little Stampin' piercing mat and some extra paper because I'm going to do some stamping. Now I want to grab the color that we're using here is Misty Moonlight. I'm going to grab my big pad, and I do have a stamp here which are trees, so we are going to stamp that first, and we're just going to stamp that along the bottom. I'm going to grab some white cardstock. Okay, then we're going to need, I'm using some black cardstock, and I'm going to need to have my base card is going to be 5.5, 8.5. We're going to score at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And then we're going to cut at 1 3/4. I'm also going to need a piece of white cardstock. Okay, these are going to go all the way down to the bottom. We're not going to cut them any shorter. And we're just going to let this one hang over, but we're going to let it hang over about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and this one is going to go over here. Okay, and there's our card. And we're just going to go ahead and put this one right here. And if we do, like, we can always just a smidge. Just a smidge can get cut right there. And that way it goes all the way across. And there we go. There's our card. Card number 1. This is Misty Moonlight, and we're going to need a piece of foil. And we're going to need a piece of foil. I'm going to grab this piece here, cut this in half. Now this piece came with the paper pumpkin kit. There you go. Thinking of you. You could even take some Wink of Stella and I'm going to do that a little bit. Here we just add a couple of sparkles, and then we're just going to take this there we go. So now we're going to do this one, and we're going to take some Night of Navy, and we're going to score this at 4 1/4. Bring in this cutting board here, and we're going to cut at, I'm going to cut at 1 1/2 right here, lay that there. I'm going to bring our cutting Bring that down to there. Perfect to that. Swing this around. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, 1.5. Okay, so we have these flaps here. This one we're going to score at 2 1/8. Okay, then we're going to glue this one down here. And we're going to glue this one down here. We're going to grab one of these, cut one of these in half. We're going to cut this so we have this piece, and I need a piece here, and this piece is going to be 2.5 by 4 1/8. So I'm just slipping off 1/8 of an inch so that can go right there. I have these two pieces to go here, and I have these two pieces that are going to go right there. Then I'm going to bring this in, and we're going to do some embossing. And I want to emboss these two and this, and I'm going to bring in my embossing powder. So I have these two stamps. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to take the same little stars and this is iridescent embossing powder. Okay, so what I have, if you can see, I have some iridescent and some silver. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with this. Okay, because this is going to go this way. Let me just get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to use this stamp here, and we're going to do the same thing with silver. We're going to do that, 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 and that. Okay, so I've done 3 with the silver. So let's bring this in. Okay, so you see how I have those three? Okay, then I'm going to grab this one again, and we're just going to do that, that, and that. Okay, so now we're going to add the iridescent. Okay, so there you can see I have iridescent and silver all together. Got my silver there, okay? So now we're just going to take this out and take this out. Let's bring this back in. And I should have this piece will go here. I got this piece and this piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put this piece in here. Okay, so now we're going to put this piece right here, like that. Okay, so we are going to glue up to here, and I'm just gonna Alright, so I need these. I need this one here, and I'm going to pull off another one. I'm going to put these starry things. Put one there, one there, and put one right there. Okay, so this is going to fold here, but we're going to take this piece and we're going to place that one right there like that. And I'm going to do that with dimensionals. And then I'm going to just grab this and there you go. Well, there you have it. I have created some alternate projects using Paper Pumpkin's Sparkling Celebrations kit. These were the ones that it recommended. And you can see we kind of came up with a nice fold out with these lanterns. And this one, Thinking of You, simply a nice simple card. I'm using the foil. And this one I really, really like with the fireworks, creating this nice fold-up card. And we've embellished this with some additional products. I'm using some embossing powder, holographic embossing powder, and some silver embossing powder using the stamp that came with it to create this. I just love that. Isn't that pretty? Just has lots of nice sparkle. And additionally, I wanted to add that I used some of my stamp sets for my sentiments, Thinking of You, which I use for the inside because it's kind of a smaller one, and the Special Moments. This was really tons of different sentiments here. I'm using this Thinking of You, which I used for the front of this card, as well as it's a card to say you're amazing with sympathy. Lots of options. You can change these up however you want. I just wanted to give you some alternate projects from the Paper Pumpkin Kit. Sparkling Celebrations for 2026 May. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can get additional kit pieces. If you would like to make more of these, especially something like this, you can just reorder the kit if you are a subscriber. I will have some details on my blog with measurements. If you enjoy the content, please help my channel out by letting people know that I produce quality content by simply hitting like, share, or leave a comment. If you're looking for a demo, please consider joining my team. I have already sent out a newsletter that talks about the new join process. As of 1 July, will include a special welcome kit. Now, if you are a demo and like my content, please, as I said, support my channel by hitting like, share, and leave a comment. This is Kat Chancellor from Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Happy stamping.